Take part in the special pre-race ceremony as we get the countdown. Then BMW safety car pulls away. 5 minutes to lights out in this 16-lap Moto3 battle. Who will be heading to Japan as the world championship leader? Will it be Holgado? What a boost it would be for Yuma Sasaki on the front row of the grid, the Japanese rider, for the 8th time this season. For him to go in front of his home crowd as the world championship leader in Motegi in a few weeks' time. And what lies in store for this young man, Diogo Moreira? No podium in 10 after that sensational start the season when there was 2 podiums in the first 2 Grand Prix. He's not been in the top 6 in the last 9 since a 4th place in Kota. So the 19-year-old Brazilian from Sao Paulo, he's long overdue a big result as well.
Not held by arm pump in Mazzano when he was back in the leading group, but faded in the second half of the race. Stefano Nepper heads the 3rd row of the grid, where he's got 2 exciting young talents alongside him. Tayo Forosato starts from 8th on the grid, the best qualifying of his Grand Prix career so far, and Colin Fire in 9th. Keep a very close eye on the Dutch rookie in this Grand Prix, because he's got the pace to go charging forward from there. Tyre strategy will not play a role in this Dutch race, because every rider in the field has gone for the soft front, soft rear Dunlop combination. Well, this young man on Friday morning had the unenviable job of being the first ever crasher in the Bud International circuit, but he's recovered superbly. Honda team major rider Tayo Forosato also looking for a home race boost going to Japan next weekend. A career best qualifying for the 18-year-old. Your front row then, Yuma Sasaki, just 4 points behind series leader Danny Holgado coming into this Grand Prix of India. First ever front row start for Italian teenager Matteo Bertelli, but for the 8th time in his career, 4th time this year, pole position to Leopard Honda's Gianma Massia, 12 points off the top of the championship. Can Massia deliver here in the Grand Prix of India? India, I hope you're ready, because Moto3 mayhem is coming your way next. Gianma Massia starts from pole position for the 4th time this year, with Matteo Bertelli on the front row for the first time, and Yuma Sasaki starting 3rd as he chases the championship lead. Scott Ogden starts from 4th on the grid from Kaito Toba and Diogo Moreira. On the 3rd row, we find Stefano Nepper for the MTA squad. He has got Tayo Forosato for company, who starts 8th, the best qualifying of his Grand Prix career so far. He lines up in 8th with Colin Fire, who was very quick on Friday in the dry conditions. He starts 9th. Expect him to charge his way forward. David Salvador, he lines up from 10th on the grid. That's also a career best. He has Yusei Yamanaka and Ivan Otola alongside him. Ricardo Rossi, David Munoz and Joel Kelso on row 5 ahead of Jose Antonio Rueda. David Alonso, winner of 3 of the last 4 Grand Prix. He's 17th after wet qualifying. Danny Holgado is 18th, the World Championship leader. Filippo Farioli, Seyruddin Asman and Josh Watley on row 7 from Xavi Artigas, Mario Anchi and Anna Carrasco. Daniel Sharil, a wild card here this weekend. The Malaysian starts 25th on Lorenzo Ballon. And birthday boy Tatsuki Suzuki, 26th today. And a reminder, at the very back of the grid we find Dennis Onchu. In addition to starting there, he will have to serve a long lap penalty.
Moto3 warm lap underway then in very warm conditions, sizzling temperatures, energy sapping, excruciating humidity. Straight away, look, Dennis Onju just coming for a little run through that long lap penalty. We'll have to serve that. Scott Ogden was telling us in the media centre this morning he feels like he'll probably do it on the 3rd lap, and then he'll be, by what, lap 8, he said, half distance, probably in podium contention. It's going to be slipstream city, isn't it? Down this 1200 metre back straight, you come out of that very tight first gear, turn number 3, and then it's 1200 metres
covering Bertelli. Moreira now on the march very early on at the inside of Scott Ogden. Moreira quickly up into the top 4.
They are all safely through that very tight first sector. Easy to make a mistake on the brakes up the hill into that tight turn 3. Now then, here comes the slipstream, paying big